3 signs that you'll become rich one day. Sign number 1, you have an entrepreneurial spirit at a young age. Now, Mark Cuban, think about it. Mark Cuban sold trash bag door to door when he was 12 years old. Warren Buffett started selling packets of gum to his neighbors when he was 6 years old. With myself, I started at a very, very young age. I didn't know that it's even an entrepreneurial spirit, but at a young age, I was always looking for ways to make money. Although money interests me, but I like the game of making money. I'll give you a perfect example. So for Chinese in Hong Kong at the time, was probably 9 to 10 years old. And Chinese, we have the Chinese New Year. And in Chinese New Year, you will get this like lucky money, kind of red pocket money, right? From your aunts and uncles and relatives. So as a young guy, I was very popular because, I guess my face got a baby face and was they love me. They spoil me and they would give me these like lucky money. And as a young kid, I would always collect all these lucky money. Now, because my uncle and aunt, they were very, very generous. I'm talking about, think about a 10-year-old. I would collect they would give me like each one probably like a couple $100 of like US dollars equivalent, right? And because I have so many aunts and uncles and relatives and all of that. And in Chinese, when in New Year, we say 恭喜發財, right? And most kids would say 恭喜發財, and they'll give them a little red pocket money. But what I would do is I would memorize like a poem, a long poem. So they would say one, like a nice congratulations, like lucky saying, I would say like 30 of them, like that, right? In Chinese. So like all my uncles and aunts, they love it. They're like, oh my God, this kid's so smart. He's so good. And it's like wishing me good fortune. They'll always give me the most amount of money. So that's kind of, even at a young age, I was learning to close. That, hey, you know what? When I say more things, I make more money. When I say one word being lazy about it, I make less money. I'm like, screw that. Because all my cousins and shit, when they say like one word, they get the coin. I get the paper, right? I'm like, duh, every year you say this same short shit, you get a coin, but I get like lots of money. You still don't learn the lesson anyway. So I would make like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 US dollars at 10 years old. So that's why I never have to worry about like buying toys and like buying candy and like junk food, chips and all that as a young kid. And I was always very generous. So I would like treat all my friends and my same classmates. I would always go to the little grocery store and I would buy like those Coca-Cola, right? Or the glass one. I would like buy a box of them and the whole class would get them. Because to me, that's like, at the time, I don't know, $20, $30. I have enough money to buy that all the time, doesn't matter. But anyways, talk about entrepreneurial. So Chinese, they love to gamble, right? So what I would do is I would invite all my cousins and I would invite them to my home and I would open a little casino, right? Like at the age of 11, you gotta understand. So we play the dice and all these different things, but I would only play if I'm the house. I would not play if I'm not the house. Because at a young age, I learned that when I'm not the house, I lose money. But if I'm the house, even though that I lose money, but on average, I would come out ahead. I would make money. Like I would just that entrepreneurial. I enjoy the fun and how to make it better. And I know the longer they stay in my house, the chances of me winning as a house is higher. So I would have candy there, I have video games there, they would stay like all night and we would gamble for a few days, and usually every year they lose all the money to me, right? So you gotta imagine, from my $4,000 or $5,000 of seed money, by the time the Chinese New Year's done, I have like $10,000 US, right? As a 10-year-old. I was a rich kid, if you think about it, right? And then what I would do is, because all my cousins, they all feel sad because they all lost all the money and all that, right? So what I would do is I would use all that money for their birthday, I'll buy them the biggest toy ever, like that robot that they want, or that video game that they want. I would buy the best stuff for them. I would treat them for McDonald's and all of that. So you gotta understand. So I do turn it into business. I make all the money, and I would treat them like very, very special. So I was the most lovable cousin that they have, right? So always also very entrepreneurial. So if you are like that as well, like at a young age, you're thinking about how can I make money? How could I make money with this? And you enjoy that, and you maybe you sell, you are in Boy Scout or Girl Scout cookies, right? And you sell the door to door, whatever it is that you do. You're entrepreneurial. That's the very first sign you become rich one day. Second is you have a sense of urgency, that you are impatient. Now, if you listen to my podcast, I have a podcast called Shoulders of Titans, where I interview millionaires and billionaires on my podcast. Out of all the people that I interview, some on the show, some in person that I'm not turning a recorder, I could tell you the high achievers that I know, the millionaires, the billionaires that I know, one thing that they have in common that I noticed, they are impatient. Patience is not a virtue. I believe patience is a character flaw. The high achievers, they are impatient. They want to get things done today. They don't want to wait till tomorrow. I notice they always have this sense of urgency, that they know that somehow it may be the way that they view life, that life is short. We don't have time. You got to make it happen. You cannot procrastinate. You cannot wait 5 years for this to happen. You got to make it happen. There's no excuse. If there's no way, we'll find a way. This is a wall. I'll go around it. I'll go under it. I'll break through it. I'll go over it. Whatever it takes. And that's the kind of attitude that they have. I notice they naturally have this sense of urgency. I naturally have this sense of urgency. I had this sense of urgency when I had no money. I have the same sense of urgency when I have money. So that's the second sign. So if you are impatient, if you do have that sense of urgency, you have that drive, you have that desire, you have that fire within you, that you want to get stuff done, and you hate it when people operate at a slower level, they don't operate at the same standard, that's a good sign that you become rich one day. The third sign that you need is rich people, they are goal-oriented. They are goal-oriented. That they're very focused, they know what they want. Clarity is power. They know exactly what they want. You ask them about their plan, they know. They know what they want. So now I don't have time to go into the whole goal setting process. If you want to watch that, I've actually done an episode for Boss and Bentley. Click on the I button. I talk about how do you actually set goals and how do you accomplish them. Okay? So they're goal oriented. You see, nobody sets out and write a plan to say they want to be stupid, they want to be broke, they want to be depressed, they want to be lazy. Nobody write a plan for that. That's what happens when you don't have a plan. By default, if you are not getting rich by default, you're making somebody else's rich. If you don't have a plan for yourself, chances are you're a plan of somebody else. You got to think about that, right? So rich people, they are absolutely goal-oriented. Not only they have clarity about the vision, very often they can communicate that vision with the people around them, with the team, with their vendors, with their partners, with the lenders. They could communicate that. That's what I also noticed. So that's a third sign that I noticed, that people who are successful, who are rich, they have that. Do you have that? Are you goal-oriented? Are you clear about what you want? Are you absolutely crystal clear about what you want, right? So I would say those are the three signs. Let me think, if there are 4 signs, if there's one more, just think about bonus one. I think if there's a bonus sign that I can see, that is sign number 4, is rich people, that they are constantly improving themselves. Constantly. They are reading, they are learning, they're educating themselves. Because myself, I've read over 2,000 books. Just like this month, I'm flying to 3 events. not to speak, to learn. As successful as I am, I'm flying to 3 different events in this month to go to learn. If that's what I'm doing, what the hell should you be doing, right? So you just think about that. The more you focus on your education, the more you focus on improving yourself. Because we know at this stage of our career that I believe in the principle of the slight edge. That I'm this successful if I just learn a few things that would make me more effective, that would make me a little bit smarter, that would give me a little bit of an edge. That little improvement translates into a lot. So example, if you're making $1 million a year, that 10% improvement just adds $100,000 to your bottom line. If you're making $10 million a year, that 10% improvement just means it's $1 million in improvement. And if you that 1 million improvement, if you can take that out 10 years, that's $10 million worth of improvement. You just think about it. So I think that's sign number 4, that you are constantly, you like to learn, you like to watch videos, you listen to podcasts. When you're driving, you're not listening to those music and shit like that. You're listening to educational, informative, empowering podcasts. When you're working out, you're listening, you're learning, you're watching YouTube video like this. When in your downtime, you're reading books, you're not afraid of going to seminars. That's a very, very important sign. Because I was exactly where you were today, right? I was exactly where you are today. I was reading the books. I still read the books. I was attending the seminars. I was learning from everybody I could. I was learning from my mentors. I was listening to, you are lucky because you have all the podcasts right now on your phone. At the time I was listening to those fucking cassette tapes, right? I got like 1,000 of these cassette tapes at home. You know, some of you guys would not know what I'm talking about. What cassette? Like before the CD, the fucking cassette, like those damn shit, right? I was listening to that. So that's what I mean. Don't take it for granted. Constantly improve yourself. If you have that sign to you, constantly improving yourself, that's a sign that you'll become rich one day as well. Now, if you have these 4 signs, does that mean guarantee you'll be rich? Not necessary, but chances are if you have these 4 signs, you're very different from the people around you, right? You're very different from your friends. You're very different from the people that you know, that you're not quite like them. You're a little bit weird. You're a little bit different. That's a good sign, by the way. So let me know, comment below, what signs do you have out of these 4? Maybe you have these 4. Comment below. Let me know which one of these you have. And also subscribe. Make sure you hit on the subscribe button right there. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this series. I love the Boss and the Bentley series. It's a lot of fun. It's easy for me to do, but it's also very, very personal because there's no script. I just take a question, I share with you what I know, kind of like you're sitting here with me, and just share with you, right? That's just all I do. It's very simple. If you also want to check out my other series, Alpha Man, Smart Woman, which I do with my wife, Jenny, more it's about entrepreneur, as an entrepreneurial couple, how we overcome different challenges and how we, maybe my point of view, my perspective in terms of relationships. So check that out. Make sure Alpha Man, Smart Woman. We are planning to launch more web series, so stay tuned. Make sure, again, that's why you need to subscribe, so you know what the hell is going on, right? Hit the subscribe button. We have planned to launch some exciting new series. We have a new show for you every single day. Every single day we're filming. Every single day we're doing something. So love to hear from you. If you enjoy my show, you're getting value, and let me know, hey, you know what? Maybe Dan, your work has impacted my life. It's impacted my business or relationship. That's what motivates me to create these videos for you, right? Check out my other videos right here on this side. Check those out. Until next time, I'll see you in my Bentley.